Yeah.
What it do, T Squad? It's me, Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with a all tea, all shade, The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 1 review. This was not a show that I was anticipating reviewing. I did anticipate watching it after seeing, the trailers and everything for it. It looked like something I was going to be very interested in. And baby, when I watched it today, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to have to add this to the program listing. Hopefully you guys are watching this show too, so this video can get the views so I can continue to do reviews on it. So let me give you guys just my initial thoughts on HBO's The Last of Us. Now, going into this, I knew really nothing about the show. My son, Kyrese, told me that it's based off a popular video game that he himself has played. He said it was really good. He even wants to watch this with me, and he said that he would join in on the reviews. So y'all make sure y'all watch this video, share it, like it, and get the views up if you guys want me and Kyrese to do reviews on this show together. So I'm sitting here on the computer doing some home shopping. You all know I just moved into my new home. If you have not watched my home tour video, it is out right now. Make sure you check it out. And I had the show playing as I was doing some home decor shopping. So the episode began with us meeting the characters Joel and Sarah. They're a father-daughter duo. I don't know where the mom is. I don't know if it was mentioned or not. But the day starts. It's her father's birthday, and she is the first one up in the house. She gets her dad up. He drops her off at school. We meet the dad's friend. I believe the friend's name was Tommy, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Correct me if I am wrong. They drop her off at school. The whole day she's just having like this weird vibe, like something is in the air, something is just not right. When she's in class, she's doodling, not really paying attention to what's going on. And one of her classmates has this bracelet on that keeps on reflecting in the light, and this light is literally a foreshadowing of what's going to happen later on in the day. So we see her leave school. She's a latchkey kid, meaning she gets home when her father isn't at home yet. And on the way home, though, she stops at like this pawn shop to sell. I forgot what she was trying to sell, but she was basically trying to get money to get her dad like a gift or whatever for his birthday. But when she's at the pawn shop, the lady like rushes her out and was like, you need to go home or whatever, because I guess she had gotten wind that some weird stuff was going on, and the little girl was kind of looking like, okay, like what is going on? So she stepped outside. She kind of like looking around like nothing is happening, but it's just still eerie. Now let me go back to the beginning of the episode, where it's like the 60s, I want to think that it is at this point, and this like scientist or whatever is doing this panel where he's talking about what would happen if the world gets warmer and some type of virus takes over your brain. Like what would we be able to do? It's a whole thing. So basically, fast forward to 2000 and whatever year it is at this point, this thing is happening now. Like it's literally happening. So the little girl after that heads over to one of her neighbor's house, this older lady from the neighborhood that, I guess she goes over to her house after school first to like, sit and do some homework or whatever. So she just want to be sitting in the house by herself until her dad gets home. And while the lady is, fixing her something to eat or doing something, she's in the like living room area looking at some books, and lo and behold, behind her, this older lady that the neighbor watches, or it's like her mama or somebody, is in this wheelchair geeking. She is in that chair doing a robot, doing the electric boogaloo, and this little girl is none the wiser that this lady is behind her literally transforming. Like whatever is going on, she got it, and it is about to go tiki tiki boom boom. So the little girl end up telling the lady, like, I think I'm gonna go ahead and head home or whatever. The lady like, all right. And I'm like, yeah, girl, you better get up out of there, because it's about to go down and you don't need to be nowhere near it. Now let me also hip y'all up on game. The actress that is playing Sarah is actually Thandie Newton's daughter. And she gorgeous, and she looks just like her mom. And she did a really great job playing this character, by the way. So she gets home, and her dad finally comes home, and they trying to celebrate his birthday, but he forgot to get the cake. And she just like, dude, like, really, dad, like, come on. And he like, it's cool or whatever, I just want to spend time with you. So they end up watching TV together. She ends up falling asleep, and then the father gets a phone call from his partner like, yo, I'm in jail, I need you to come pick me up, swoop me up or whatever. And he like, dude, come on. He like, please, I cannot stay in here over the weekend, like, come get me. And besides, it's going down outside, like everybody tripping, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, all right, I'm about to come get you. So he ended up leaving the little girl in the house by herself, and she gets woken up by a bunch of noise outside. It's helicopters, it's flashing lights, and she trying to figure out what in the hell is going on here. And she calling her daddy name, and daddy not at home. And so he didn't leave a note or nothing. He just dipped and left. So she is walking around the house trying to figure out what's going on, and she gets scared by this like boom 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 noise, and lo and behold, it's the dog from the old lady's house. So she trying to get the dog to calm down, and was like, how did you get out, what's going on? Like, it's just eerie outside. So she tries to take the dog back to the old lady house, but that dog was like, no, you don't know what just went down up in there. I ain't going back in that house. You can go, but I ain't. And so the dog ran. And so she looking like, what is going on? So she heads down the street to the neighbor house, and the neighbor house door is wide open. At this point, girl, you should have known you need to turn the F around and go back home. That's that half white side of her that had her going to see what was going on, because an all black girl would have been like, no, the door wide open, the dog that ran off, that is a sign of trouble, time for me to turn around. But that half white side of her decided to go in and play Nancy Drew to see what was going on. So she walking around the house trying to see where the old lady is. She ended up running into, like, I guess the old lady's husband, brother, somebody. He laid out on the floor bleeding profusely, and she is just like, what is happening here? Then she look over to the side and see the old lady on the floor, DOA, and the lady that was in the wheelchair that was pop locking and dropping it is over there gnawing on her face or her skin or something. Baby, that's all I would have had to seen, honey, because I would have been up out of there. I would have been like Flojo. Flojo would have resurrected through my body as soon as I saw that man laid out on the floor. So then the lady in the moo-moo look up at her, and child, this is when I was all into this show. This is when I became all in, honey. For those of you that are new to this channel, new to the T Squad, I used to do makeup tutorials on this channel. That's how this channel began. I am a makeup artist. I do my own makeup. I used to do makeup for others and everything like that. And I am so into movie makeup, special effects makeup. So when I saw this special effects makeup and this thing coming out of this lady's mouth, I was all in it. I was like, yes, because this was some freaky looking stuff. And I was like, oh my God. And the little girl was like, Bernie. That black side of her came up out of there, and she got to running because the lady started running after her. So she running out the door, and then her father ended up skirting up the street in the truck and was like, get in the car, get in the car. His partner in the car with the sawed off or whatever. The little elderly lady did not and turned into what we see on the screen, child. She was up here looking like Driving Miss Daisy, child. And they the dude Tommy, I think that's his name, the daddy partner, shot her or whatever, but that shot didn't do much. Like, she was down for a second, and then she got right back up again, and the daddy had the cold cocker in the face with a wrench. And here go the daughter. You killed her. Girl, shut up. You wanted to be dead? Did you want it to be you? Okay, I think you need to hush. So they get in the car and they trying to burn out. It's more of these ghouls and goblins all in the street. Dude run them over, and the girl like, oh my god, like, girl, don't you know we is in a post-apocalyptic times right about now? It is going down, honey. It is going down. Our Kanye West and the Russian president Putin people is out here trying to get us. So they in the car trying to get out of Dodge, get out of town, because literally the world is coming to an end. And they see this family on the side of the road that need a ride, and the little girl like, Dad, give them a ride, they need help. And he was like, no, I got a daughter. Like, no, I'm not doing nothing. No, that somebody else to help them. Nope. I'm like, exactly. We ain't stopping for these people. For all we know, they might have the virus too. No. We don't know if this is airborne. What? No. So they end up trying to take this like shortcut, but end up everybody else trying to take the same route. So they try to skirt and go another way, and then that's when they end up running into a war zone pretty much, because the military is dropping bombs, trying to just shoot everything moving, trying to get rid of these people, and it is just pure hysteria and mayhem. And they're on this street with people running everywhere. Goons and goblins is after everybody. And at some point, some of the infected people got to chasing after their truck, and they end up having a car accident. Lo and behold, though, they were able to make it out of the car accident, but the friend Tommy ended up getting separated from them. He was like, look, I'm gonna catch up with y'all. Y'all just burn out. You got your daughter, to think about. Meanwhile, the daughter messed up her ankle in the car accident, so the daddy ended up having to carry her. The father, Joe, is like, look, I'm about to carry you. Don't look at nothing else but me. Keep your eyes focused on me. Her little hard-headed self looking over the daddy's shoulder. I'm like, girl, you is hard-headed. You is hard-headed. Didn't he tell you to look at him? Meanwhile, you looking over this man's shoulder. So they running. And they end up running into a police officer. The police officer like, put your hands up or whatever. He was like, dude, I'm not infected. Like, we need help. My daughter ankle is, broken or whatever. So the dude then get on his little walkie-talkie talking to his commander. And apparently his commander told him, put him down. Put him down. We don't care. Like, we don't know who got it, who don't. We can't trust it. Put him down. So the daddy like, we're not infected. Like, please, we're not infected. The officer get the dumping, and the father and the daughter end up, basically toppling over and rolling on the ground. He ends up being in the clear. He's not shot at all, but the daughter ends up getting shot in the stomach. But what ended up saving them, because the officer was about to shoot the daddy, and Tommy ended up coming out of nowhere and hitting him with the blicky, but it was too late, because like I said, the daughter got shot in her stomach and she ended up not surviving. She ended up passing away, and my mouth was on the floor, and I was like, holy crap, this is amazing, and I am totally into it. So then after that, we fast forward 20 years later. The father is still living, he's in this post-apocalyptic, America. It doesn't look the same. Like, it's just rubble and dead bodies everywhere. He's one of the people that helps to get rid of these, dead bodies of these people that have been infected with the virus. We had saw this little boy who was roaming around, and somebody from the military ended up spotting him, taking him to this undisclosed location, and was telling the little boy he was gonna be all right, you're gonna be fine, we're gonna give you toys and a bath and food or whatever. They ended up like taking his like temperature or whatever, and that's when they found out that he had the virus. So they ended up giving him a shot that ended up unaliving him, and it was just so sad, because I knew what was happening. And, she was just talking to the little boy so sweet, and he was just none the wiser. And Joel was the one that ended up having to dump his body, because the chick that he was, dumping bodies with just could not do it to a child. So at this point, Joel has this like pact going on with the police officers, where he provides them with, pills and stuff like that in exchange for, was it currency or was it information? I forgot. But basically at this point, they trying to get like this engine or whatever so they can get them a car so he can go and get his friend that I guess he ended up, you know, getting separated from. Now, I can't remember if this same friend is the Tommy dude or if it's somebody else, but he's trying to do anything in his power to get to his partner. And he's in this relationship now with this chick or whatever who's about it and routed. Then we're introduced to the other star of the show by the name of Ellie. She's this little girl that's being held captive by this lady named Marlene, and she doesn't understand why they're keeping her. But apparently this little girl like got something special about her, where I think it's the fact that like she's immune to the virus because she has come in contact, but she's still alive. Like nothing has happened to her. So they realize that this little girl is immune to this virus. So whatever she has in her DNA could be something that could help save the world, basically. So the lady Marlene was like, you're gonna go with Joel and he's gonna get you to these other people or whatever. And Joel, like I said, is trying to get to his partner or whatever. And him, Ellie, and his little boo thing, what was the lady's name? What was his Tessa, I believe is what they called her. They then head out on this voyage to get her to where she needs to be. And he ends up that night when they're trying to escape with her running into the officer that he had sold pills to earlier that day that told him to stay inside because it's going to be, you know, hectic out here in these streets at night. So dude sees them and was like, I told you to stay inside. Like he's straight up acting like they didn't just have a transaction early this day. So they trying to cut deals with dude, but he is just not trying to hear it. He all on this, you know, I'm a policeman, hear me war. Like, boy, sit down somewhere. So he ends up spotting Ellie, and I forgot how they ended up finding out that she had been, you know, infected or whatever. And so he's trying to, you know, put her down, but Joel has flashbacks to what happened to his own daughter. And he just snaps and goes stupid on dude, beat the sleeves off of him. And Ellie standing behind him like, ooh, get him. Like where Sarah was a punk and so sweet and stuff. And, oh, dad, don't hurt him. And Ellie was looking like, get him. Like she was excited about it. So Tessa, after he done beat the dude, like to the point where I believe he was unalived, they hear sirens, and Teresa, whatever, was like, we got to get up out of here. We got to go. So Joel and them at the end of the episode end up running, and that's where we ended. And I was like, honey, I am all in. Yes, I'm loving this. It's filled with all the things I like. Ghouls and goblins, fighting, killing, saving the world, a sassy little white girl. I cannot wait. Storm Reed is going to be on the show. She'll be playing a character by the name of Riley. I believe they'll end up running into her on their voyage across America. I'm just so into this. I'm loving this show thus far. Let me know what you guys thought about season 1, episode 1 of The Last of Us. I'm excited about this show. Please tune into these reviews. I love you guys. And make sure you thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. Bye.